Muy buenas, gente, bienvenidos de nuevo a 3 Minutes to Midnight, capítulo número 28. Y nos habíamos quedado aquí con el cura, este cabrón, nunca mejor dicho. Se está chimpando ahí el cáliz, que da gusto, ¿eh? ¿Qué teníamos? A ver, teníamos botella de cerveza Kilauea, que no sé para qué la necesitaremos. Y estábamos en el punto, bueno, tenemos el pollo de goma este, tenemos el dinerín del robo del banco y los 3 disfraces que nos teníamos que deshacer de ellos. Por lo visto, habría que dejarlos en el coche del banco, pero Linda no nos dejaba, así que bueno, nos habíamos venido a ver qué podíamos hacer por aquí, en la iglesia. Vamos a hablar con este.
Mr. Riley, a word?
Oh, God. What is it now?
Before the heist, Harrelson asked me for a particular model of rifle.
Let me guess. An M1 Garand? It was his old man's favorite gun.
Really? I would not expect him to be so sentimental.
Yeah, well, Harrelson's dad died when he was pretty young. I guess this is a way for him to feel like his old man's looking out for him, you know?
Considering his lifestyle, I expect he may be reunited with his father soon enough.
That's something we all look forward to with pride and anticipation. Like the knights of ages past on their charging coursers, so too do bikers meet their fates atop mighty steeds. The second one of our comrades in Wheels parks at that great biker bar in the 8th Circle. His fallen allies and legendary bikers alike will be there to welcome him with open arms and plenty of beer. Anyways, it's every biker's last reward and honor to join their fallen brethren in hell. Lucky bastards.
Indeed. For their sake, I hope they have something a bit breezier to wear down there than their leathers.
Esta es buena. ¿Todos los robos salen así de mal o fue el nuestro un caso especial? Y sigo sorprendida de que su plan funcionara. Vamos a
I
darle
am
este.
still surprised that your plan worked.
This ain't my first rodeo. I've pulled plenty of jobs in my life, but I'm particularly proud of 4. Well, now 5. Want to hear about my first heist?
Maybe you should not tell me. I would hate to have to use that information against you in trial.
I like your sense of humor, Miss Mayor. But I love this one story so much that I'll tell you anyway. I was 6 years old when my parents moved to Hoboken. I was a sad kid playing alone when I met Elijah. We were best friends for 7 years. He taught me everything he knew. We played together, laughed together, sat next to each other in school. His parents knew I didn't really have anyone, so they kind of adopted me. For the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged somewhere, like I was cared for.
Can we jump to the part where you screwed them over?
Spoil sport. Fine. Long story short, I stole all the gifts from Elijah's bar mitzvah, hopped a passing train, and never looked back.
That was not a job so much as a cruel and heartless prank from a nasty little brat.
Prank? That was a carefully planned and executed long con. You want to hear the best part? I'm not even Jewish.
Paso de los triunfos criminales de este hombre. Por cierto, ¿cómo
How did
falleció
Harrelson's
este?
father pass, by the way?
Believe it
Creo
or
que
not,
saquemos mucha
he
información
was
de aquí,
tortured to
¿eh?
death by killer clowns.
A rival gang. How expected.
Oh, it's not another biker gang. They were part of a traveling circus. Harrelson's dad got drunk and started antagonizing them.
What kind of tough biker cannot handle a few sickly circus clowns?
They were part of the Austrian bodybuilders with short tempers traveling circus.
Of all the traveling circuses in the world, he had to start a drunken brawl with that one.
Oh, it was brutal. You should have read the autopsy report. Cuts, bruises, a bloody nose that squeaked. An infinite number of handkerchiefs coming out of his throat. And a balloon animal shaped like a caribou shoved in his...
Ah, yes, the Vienna sausage maneuver.
Hostia, la
I am
salchicha
quite aware.
vienesa,
No
cuidado.
need for further details.
Tremenda maniobra.
Are all robberies supposed to go like that? Or was ours a special case?
Of course it was a special case. I've never stolen anything alongside a politician.
Spare me your attempts at levity and answer my question.
This crime was bizarre even by my standards, but still not the weirdest one I've seen.
Do you always wear silly costumes and smash down doors during your heists?
Yeah, that's my trademark. Sorry about the mess, by the way. Those doors looked expensive. But I'm sure they're not something a rich woman like yourself can't afford to replace.
I am not paying for that out of pocket, you nitwit. Taxes will cover the cost once I approve that 12% hike.
A 12% hike for a couple of lousy doors? And they call me a thief.
Vale, yo creo que
I
está...
grow tired of this conversation.
Venga, chao, eso.
That makes two of us.
Before I go, I need something else from you. Do you see those children over there?
Yeah, what about them?
Not only are they currently without homes or families, but one of them is very ill. It seems she will not survive, and the children desperately need some priestly comfort. Could you try to bring them some peace during this difficult time?
Well, I guess. Since they're having a hard time, I could try to make them feel
Venga,
better.
señor cura,
I
haga una
thought you were
buena
just
obra.
a selfish, avaricious crook, but you have shown me that deep down.
Hey, you didn't let me finish. I could try to make them feel better for a price.
What kind of monster tries to make money off a bunch of homeless children?
Oh, that reminds me. Cash only. You politicians have a reputation for dishonesty, you know. I gotta be careful.
Ya, ¿y qué quiere? ¿Que le dé mi dinero? Pues no. Los niños, los niños.
Leave the children be. I've had enough back.
Vale. ¿Y esto qué?
Kilauea beer. Shake, shake, shake the explosive taste of Hawaii.
No jodas,
Now
esto
with more
explota, todo fijo.
nitroglycerin. Warning, do not shake the bottle. We know, the slogan is confusing.
Pollo de goma, que no sé para qué lo queremos. Bueno, nos vamos de aquí. ¿Dónde más podemos ir?
Good morning, gentlemen. And Michael.
Syndica, pleasure to see you. Isn't this a fine morning?
Yeah, it is. Hey, Eliza, why don't you leave before you ruin it?
Come on, Mr. Walker. This is no way to talk to our Syndica.
Mr. Cooper, you are as gentlemanly as you are skilled at your profession. Michael, I suppose I could say the same about you. In your professional opinion, Mr. Cooper, is this the worst case of lice you have ever seen?
Hey, Eliza, don't you have a house to haunt or something?
Apologies, Syndica, but this requires more work than I expected. I must focus. Mr. Walker, Scoozy, please stop moving. You don't want to lose an ear, do ya?
If that happens, please keep it. Otherwise, he might make it into soup.
Estuvo bien. Vale, aquí debería entrar para algo.
So what would you like?
Mira, tenemos aquí al señor Hardy, es verdad. Tenemos el pollo de goma, tenemos los disfraces.
Easy, Jack.
Shut up, Amos! I gave him a chance, and he spat in my face. So, you wanna do this the hard way, eh, Hardy? No?
Ahí no puedo pasar.
The
Aquí no hay
hard
nada.
way it is.
Here we go.
¿Le vais a pegar o algo? Pues si eso me quedo, ¿eh? Espero, señor Ortega, le va...
All right,
Le va a
start at
atizar.
the beginning. What were you doing last night?
Drowning my sorrows in whiskey at the tiki bar.
It checks out, Jack. Max at the Hawaiian bar confirmed he was there for several hours prior to the robbery.
I see. Trying to build up the courage to commit a felony, eh?
No, I was just sad.
Era eso, ¿eh?
I've never even been in that bank. My biggest crime is some unpaid parking tickets.
Aha! See, Amos? This piñata is starting to crack.
Pues no sé, gente, de dónde puedo tocar las narices con la señora Liza. Esto está... Ah, mira, vuelve a estar aquí. ¿Tú qué?
Hello there, Viper.
Shh, don't say that, dear. I heard that there's an FBI agent in town. I don't want to be found out.
You must mean Agent Ortega.
Listen, Eliza, I know you're mad at me, but I can't go to prison. Do you know what they do to me? They'll probably use me as a human sandbag or tie me to a chair and test cosmetics on me. I'll have to murder my bunkie, dress her corpse in my clothes, wait for them to carry her away, escape by killing a few cafeteria workers,
Joder.
climb on the top of the prison with a
Lo tiene
hostage,
planeado.
make my demands, kill her anyway, get shot at, pull out my...
Lorraine, get a hold of yourself. This has nothing to do with you, I swear. Now calm down or I will have to slap you.
Really? Oh, thank goodness! My poor heart can't handle this kind of stress!
My offspring has recently been quite adamant that I raise her allowance. She claims it is for the sole purpose of purchasing vegetables. Now, that is obviously a lie, but I wish to check with you before I punished her.
It's good that you did, because I think for once she's telling the truth. She cleaned me out of broccoli.
Well, at least she is spending all her money on healthy snacks instead of some new wild endeavor.
Wow, Eliza, you really don't know your daughter at all, do you? Betty's convinced that there's only one supply of broccoli in the entire world. If she can find the source, she can destroy it all.
This broccoli delusion is too far-fetched for my offspring to have come up with it on her own. I do not suppose you had something to do with this, did you?
I didn't, I swear! I mean, not directly. She was playing with an old tin of beans when she found it stuck to the
Fabada
bottom.
asturiana.
The scroll
Cuidado.
of the first floret. It details the origins of a sacred vegetable, its mysterious powers, and the secret society that created it and spread it to all corners of the world.
Yes, of course. A mysterious vegetable-growing society. Who are its distribution specialists? The Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny?
Joder, es que vaya conversaciones, cuidado. No sé si me van a llevar a algo, que creo que no. Y esta no sé para qué decírsela tampoco.
I
A
am
ver,
perversely
hortalizas.
curious to hear more about this sacred vegetable society.
Hundreds of years ago in Italy, a tavern owner named Michelangelo Caminatore was concerned. He saw how unhealthy people's diets were, and how they struggled to feed themselves and their families. Using his agricultural knowledge, he sought out the healthiest plant he could find and started to grow it. Others came around to his way of thinking, and before long, he had built a society of followers. They called themselves the Order of the Verdant Savior. They truly thought they could end war, famine, and disease forever.
So, they plan to achieve world peace and harmony through kale and turnips?
Yes, exactly. Granted, they didn't succeed, but that wasn't their fault. Everything was fine until the Pope got involved.
Religion?
El Pope.
Getting in the way of world peace and harmony? No.
He was so inspired by their mission that he showed Commendatore one of the Vatican's biggest secrets. The location of the Holus Sanctus, the holy vegetable of legend.
Since we do not live in a vegetable-based global utopia, I am assuming something went wrong.
Yeah, big time. In the right hands, the Holus Sanctus could have saved the world. Unfortunately, the wrong hands got there first. Commendatore was
El
killed
Vaticano.
by one of his own followers in a coup. Whoever that fiend was, he slaughtered the faithful adherents and replaced them with greedy stooges. With the sacred vegetable in the hands of brutal capitalists, its powers were soon corrupted, and the order was no more.
What
A ver,
about this
vamos a acabar con la
vegetable so
historia de la
allegedly
hortaliza
sacred?
sagrada, ya que
Well,
la empezamos.
according to the scroll, whoever possesses the first floret of the very first head of broccoli ever grown will be rewarded with eternal life.
I understand that vegetables are healthy, but surely that is an exaggeration.
According to the scroll, every piece of broccoli a person eats steals a tiny bit of their life force. This life force is transferred to the holder of the first floret, sustaining them forever.
This is complete and utter nonsense.
Broccoli grows fast, it's cheap, and it's easy to transport. People buy it in huge quantities because they think it's healthy and force themselves to eat it.
But how would such a life-stealing vegetable even come into existence?
Well, I looked it up, and it seems there are 3 theories. 1, it was a biological weapon created by a medieval wizard that killed its creator before he could destroy it. 2, its seeds traveled from hell on the bottom of a demon's hoof and took root. The 3rd theory is that a cauliflower was corrupted by a trickster spirit and turned evil.
This vegetable story of yours is patently ridiculous.
You shouldn't laugh at the Church of Crucifer, dear.
Perhaps I spent too much time in the sun today. I could have sworn you just said the Church of Crucifer.
I did. See, Order of the Verdant Savior didn't really fit their image anymore.
Vaya historia de
Under its new
locura,
leadership, the Society's ultimate goals had completely flipped from altruism to profit.
Ah, I see now why you refer to this as a church.
What ostensibly started as a small religious organization eventually became a soulless megacorporation.
This is preposterous. First of all, if such a powerful organization truly existed, I would know about it. Second, I would already be in charge.
I'm sure you would make an excellent cult leader, but the scroll says the church disbanded long ago. After its leader was apprehended and most of his followers imprisoned, it just sort of died out.
Hostia, es que le voy a seguir porque se está contando una puta locura de historia y a ver cómo consiguieron capturar al líder de los cruciferianos y a sus secuaces.
How did they manage
A ver
to
en qué acaba
capture the
esto,
Crucifer's
porque
leader and
ya
his
de empezar
minions?
A 12-thief manhunt, bell
echamos al
tower
río.
surveillance, burning bushels of broccoli at the stake, a traveling show called Ye Unsolved Mysteries exposing their misdeeds. But in the end, it took only one night to bring them down. Asbeth, der Offspringer. Asbeth was beyond dedicated to her cause. When she died, she ordered her followers to plant her up to her neck in a field, as a warning to any future vegetable cultists.
What inspired Erzbeth's fervor? Was she commanded by visions of long-dead saints to fight for the greater good?
No, she was allergic to broccoli.
But my offspring cannot possibly hate broccoli that much. Why is this so important to her?
She thinks she's the reincarnation of Asbeth, der Offspringer. Finishing her work is now Betty's holy mission.
An anonymous cult of broccoli acolytes secretly controls the world through vegetable consumption. And my daughter, who could get lost inside a paper bag, is the reincarnation of their noble eradicator. Oh, and all
Suena muy
broccoli consumed
realista
worldwide
todo.
originates from a single source, quietly draining the life force of those who consume it to sustain the cult's evil immortal leader. Have I missed anything?
No, but what I didn't mention yet is that Betty's ultimate goal is to kill the leader. She thinks once the fiend is dead, the organization will crumble again. And humanity will finally be free of broccoli's evil influence.
Well, thank you so much for
Historiaza,
encouraging my
¿eh?
offspring to go on a murderous rampage.
Oh, trust me, dear. She needed no encouragement.
Vale, le voy a
Do
decir
you
esta para
not have
acabar
some way
la
overdue
conversación con
tax
esta
forms to fill,
señora.
Lorraine?
Don't you have something better to do? I don't know, like getting Mike's money back instead of harassing poor old ladies?
My money!
I take it you have heard about the bank robbery.
You bet I did. Sloppiest work I've ever seen.
What makes you say that?
Oh, come on! This is Grand Larceny 101. Never get caught. All that pea-brain salesman had to do was find someone to pin it on. Knowing our beloved sheriff as we do, something as evasive as the Chipmunk Gang would have done the trick.
So, you know about the Chipmunk Gang?
Have you seen the bullet holes in Tucker's truck? Well, he got those down in Tijuana. Courtesy of the Mexican Chipmunk Cartel, Los Cascanueces Sangrientos.
The world has gone completely mad.
I agree. Who knew there were even chipmunks in Mexico? Things got so bad, Tucker was forced to get creative to cross the border.
What did you mean by creative border crossing methods?
One thing we learned is that chipmunks are really into a genre of music called C-pop.
What on earth is a C-pop?
Let's just say it's high-pitched. Now, they were trying to form an all-chipmunk band, but no one had any experience. Thanks to Tucker, they became international recording stars in just 6 weeks. Tucker's still taking care of the band, actually.
Do you have any proof of these wild claims?
I can probably get you tickets. How many do you want? 2? Maybe you could take Amos.
Oh, I do not think taking Amos would be a good idea.
Oh, of course. The Chipmunks.
Oh, no, I was not even thinking about that. It's just, well, Amos always sings along at concerts. It is so embarrassing. I have more pressing matters to attend to. We shall talk later.
verdulera, chao.
See you later, dear.
Pues me ha contado una parrafada esta señora. ¿Aquí qué pone?
Don't you see I'm not here, fool? Anything you need can definitely wait. But if for some reason you feel it's really important, come find me at the new bar. P.S. If it's the mayor reading this, I meant to say Miss Fool.
Cabrona.
Nothing I can do for Christine right now.
Ay,
You may
nada,
want
¿no?
to see me cavort and Phil.
Vale. Vale, por aquí nada. Vamos a ir a... Bueno, ahora si Mike está allí... Estará cerrado.
The only reason Michael ever closes up is if he is getting a haircut
Está
or
cortándose el
butchering some... Oh, yes, he was at the barber shop, was he not? Silly me. I must have omitted his existence from my memories.
Vale, la moto.
A Corley, ripe for the taking. I think if Mr. Harrelson does not move it within a week, I shall have to claim it as my own.
Vale, aún podemos pasar, que no pasa el tren por aquí. Este señor ya no está, se fue. El pollo que quemamos ahí, el avión sigue aquí. La rusa ya no está. Alarma casera.
Weird. Usually Benjamin comes down faster than lightning when you manipulate this thing.
Pues no estará, ¿no? Qué raro. Ahora puedo ir aquí. Ah, mira tú, ¿qué tenemos por este lado? El pollo bañándose aquí. Estoy jugando al golf en el acantilado con una caravana, la rusa. Hostia, qué movida, ¿no?
Well, son of a... hello there, Miss Mayor. Someone just hucked a bunch of bottles at Amos's house and ran away. They look Russian. You better go after him.
Y está con la rusa, que es lo cojonudo, ¿eh?
That should do it. Good job, Brain. I said,
Pero de Ben no
good
dice
job,
mucho.
Brain. You're welcome.
I do not have time for this nitwittery.
What? Did you forget to turn up your volume, Miss Mayor? Oh, darn. Excuse me, I forgot I was wearing these. You can't be too careful with these little bastards, you know. Sometimes they really pack a punch.
Ajá, vamos a ver, bonito cable tienes ahí porque yo creo que necesitaba un cable, no sé para qué. Benjamin, ¿has oído lo del robo? ¿Qué hace aquí arriba la señorita Peterson? Esto no es un campo de golf, Benjamin. Esto no es un campo de golf, Benjamin.
This is not a golf course, Benjamin.
Yeah, I am well aware. Ever since you imposed that huge membership fee at the club, I've had to improvise.
For the last time, that was my yard. And that was not a membership fee. You were being sued for destruction of property.
Well, whatever you call it, I ain't paying that much just so I can golf.
Utilízale en tu favor o deja que se divierta.
If you prove that you can control where the bottles go, I will leave you alone.
Now that sounds like some real fun. What's your target, Mayor?
Michael, el equipo de los coyotes, la señorita Valentine. Eso estaría guay, ¿eh?
Do you think you could drive Miss Valentine away from that car?
You'll see
Oh,
that
sí,
toe chain
mira qué
hop
buena.
skedaddle before you can say swing.
Qué buena. Así podemos ir al coche. Esta es buena, ¿eh?
Ben, you stupid jerk! How dare you! First you steal from me, now you're trying to kill me?
Oh, crap. I think I made a mistake.
You'd better sleep with your eyes open tonight, Ben! Because as soon as I'm done here, I'm going home and grabbing the Widowmaker wrench! You won't live to see the morning, fool!
I think we played enough golf for now, Miss
Ya
Mayor.
hemos golfeado.
Maybe forever.
Bien, 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 vale. ¿Qué hace aquí arriba la
Do you know why
señorita?
Ms. Peterson is up here?
She wanted to look at some birds, and I wanted to look at her.
Hombre, claro.
What birds? The only birds I ever see these days are pigeons. And that is because it is the only kind of bird Michael, for some unfathomable reason, refuses to cook.
There's nothing wrong in watching some birds.
And what kind of birds do you think she is looking for?
Gee, I don't know. Ostriches?
Vale. Entiendo que a ella no le hiciste hacer el juramento, vale. Vamos a darle
Did
a
you
eso.
also make her swear your silly oath? Or do you reserve that particular idiocy especially for me?
Which reminds me...
With God and Ducky as my witnesses, I, Eliza Barrett, solemnly swear that I am not a dirty commie.
Y al
If I
otro
am
no se la
ever
hizo
caught in the act of spreading
decir.
communism, I agree to submit myself to a fair trial headed by the Honorable Benjamin Tecumseh Zinn, and accept the inevitable death sentence carried out by Mr. Shotgun without complaint. God bless America. Nice chain you have there.
Keep your eyes off my property, Miss Mayor.
Come on, Benjamin. We both know that chain is not yours.
And how the hell do you know that? What are you, some kind of wizard?
I am not a wizard. You are.
The hell I am!
And that is exactly what a wizard would say. There's only one way to find out if one of us is a wizard. Are you thinking what I am thinking?
Whoever is the wizard gets shot in the ass. The other one gets the chain.
Very well. I cede the floor to you, Benjamin Tecumseh Zinn.
Now listen here. This is why I ain't a wizard. 'Cause I know I'm not. But you always know stuff I don't, which means you know more about this wizardry thing than I do. Except if I know about it, that means I know as much as you. If I know as much as you know, then you must not be a wizard because I know I ain't a wizard. But then, if you were a wizard, you'd be trying to trick me. And if you are trying to trick me into thinking I'm a wizard, then I ain't a wizard because you're lying. Unless you're telling the truth, which means I'm the wizard.
Yes, Benjamin. Yes, you are. The toe chain now, if you would not mind.
Now wait a minute, Mayor Barrett. If I'm a wizard, that means this here toe chain must be a powerful magic artifact. I'm sorry, But for your own safety, I can't allow mortal hands to touch you.
May I still shoot you?
No, ma'am. That would be a waste of bullets. I can't be killed by mortal means.
Jodido mago. A ver, está bien, Benjamin.
All right, Benjamin. I have to go.
But you're coming back someday, right?
Mira, unos huevos aquí. Generador de gasolina. Caravana aquí.
The secret agent life is very difficult. Always I am dealing with extreme
De aquí,
weather.
la
It
radio.
is so hot here.
If your
Frankentrono.
progress in the game depends on me interacting with this. Game over.
Vale, vale.
Ooh.
A homemade generator. More unstable than a cat on a hot tin roof. And shakier than a rattlesnake on a roller coaster.
Hostia, ¿y si le meto entonces esto?
What? Oh, it's so lush.
Sí.
I've never even seen some of those plants before. How can they afford to have so many waterfalls in the desert? Wait a moment. Is that the mayor's backyard?
Ah, lo agitó. Vale, vale, vale. Está agitado.
Bless you.
Thanks.
¿Qué dices? Puto pollo, chaval. Vale, el puto pollo no nos deja coger el cable cadena. También es verdad que si lo cojo, ¿dónde irá la caravana? ¿Y si le doy el pollo de goma aquí a Daki? ¿Eh?
Shut up, you stupid bird.
Quack, quack, quack.
What's wrong, boy?
Quack, quack, quack.
I see. You
Estaba-
ain't touching
estaba,
my thing,
estaba pensando en
are you?
el cao que
I
le
would
metió
rather
el
French kiss the
gallo
bottom of Michael's deep fryer than touch
pájaro
anything of
pavo
yours.
raro a
All
la
right.
alcaldesa.
Keep an eye on her.
Quack.
No va a pasar nada, ¿no? O lo mismo. Nada, lo mismo, no, no, no. No, 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 deja.
Shut up, you...
Quack, quack, quack.
Y vuelve el otro. Venga, a verás.
Miss May...
You will what? Vote for Ms.
Nope.
Vale, tenemos a la señorita Peterson, la
A radical
caravana.
take on living on the edge. However, in a sense, he is quite well off, living a stone's throw from his day job.
Pila de sueños rotos.
Truly impressive. With a booze-to-blood ratio that could knock out an elephant, he keeps hitting Amos's roof with perfect accuracy.
Vamos a aprovechar. Aquí, ¿qué hay? Espera, a ver. ¿Qué más podemos pulsar aquí? Alfombrilla de golf.
Benjamin must have won the lottery to afford such a posh piece of greenery. Wait a minute. That color, that texture, it's grass from my garden.
Qué bueno. Vista la colina de Billy. Nos vamos. La caravana. Estaba pensando que igual por alguna extraña razón esta botella la podríamos poner aquí.
What was that?
Buah, chaval, y ahora está
A
agitada.
bottle? For me? Gee golly. Thanks, Miss Mayor. I'll make extra sure to tell Amos where it came from when it hits his ass.
Vale, botella agitada, ¿no? Ahí está. Alfombrilla de golf con la botellita agitada. Y le puedo decir que igual golpea. A ver, solo por ver.
What can I do for you?
Nah, parece que
I
no.
have to be elsewhere, Benjamin.
Sounds good. Where's that?
Voy a aprovechar una cosa. Voy a ir rápido a... Seguro que aquí no puedo coger nada, me imagino. Nah. Voy a ir a ver si Linda se ha marchado y puedo meter los disfraces en el coche ya. Eso está por aquí. En el bar. Joder, sigue aquí, no se ha ido, ¿eh? No se ha ido. Yo mi botella la dejé allí, a ver si explota. Bueno, pues no sé, gente. Lo vamos a dejar por aquí. Tendrías que ir allí a mirar al taller mientras yo meto los disfraces aquí. Pero bueno, eso seguramente pase en un próximo capítulo, porque lo vamos a dejar por aquí. Dejad un like, ya sabéis.
The next time Ben takes my toe chain, I'll wrap it around his neck.
Ah, mira que le robó el cable cadena. El cable cadena era de ella, vale, y se lo robó, ven. Ok. Bueno, gente, lo dicho, un like por ahí abajo que no cuesta nada y a mí me ayuda. Suscribiros si no lo estáis, perdón. Y nos vemos en el próximo capítulo.
Breakdowns, flat tires, post-explosion debris cleanup. And not one of these stinkers has even asked me if I want some water. Well, let's see who helps you people out next time something breaks, huh? Whoa, I am yelling at nobody. I'm worse than Betty.
Linda, sí.
Always talking to her
Estás hablando
friend.
demasiado. Quería despedirme. Venga, gente. Chao.